Before we begin, I should explain that the first part of this presentation is a voiceover due to a problem with the audio. So my name is Jack Bennett, and this is my presentation on mission and vision statements for the class MBA 531. Mission versus vision. So what is the difference between the two? Well, the truth is not many people know. Many organizations do not have vision or mission statements, especially the smaller ones, and many cannot differentiate between the two statements. Even the employees that are aware of their company's mission and vision often don't take it into consideration or attempt to implement it into their daily tasks in their work. But why is this? Hopefully the following slides will provide some understanding. So here we have an illustration of the relationship between mission and vision. As you can see, mission is embodied by the means and executed by actions, whereas vision is embodied by its ends and measured by the results. So a mission statement is a short description of a company's purpose and goals, as well as the type of products or services it provides. It's a motivational and strategic tool that allows the members of an organization to focus on the same objective. It's also a powerful communication tool for the company, internally as well as for the public. So here are some steps that I have laid out to further break down mission statements and how to write them. Firstly, define what your company does for customers. Secondly, clarify what it does for its employees, for the world and for the community. And thirdly, explain how you do business. And finally, describe why your company does what it does. A great example of this is clothing brand Patagonia, who pride themselves on being environmentally friendly. So, Patagonia's mission statement is to build the best product, cause no unnecessary harm, use business to inspire, and implement solutions to the environmental crisis. And the reason why it's a good statement is not only that it's written well, but you know it's good because you see it in everything that Patagonia does on a daily basis in terms of their product production, their social media output, the way their employees are expected to act, etc. So vision statements. A vision statement should describe the company's greatest worldly aspirations. It should describe what the company wishes to be upon completion of their mission. What creates a good vision statement? So again, I've set out steps which I believe that if you follow, you can create a successful vision statement. Firstly, you need to ask yourself questions. The first question is, what ultimate impact do I want my brand to have on the community, my industry, or the world, or the world? Secondly, in what way will my brand ultimately interact with customers and clients? And thirdly, what will the culture of my business look like, and how will that play out in employees' lives? A good example of a vision statement is a famous one by Disney. So Disney's vision statement is to entertain, inform, and inspire people around the globe through the power of unparalleled storytelling, reflecting the iconic brand's creative minds and innovative technologies that make ours the world's premier entertainment company. So again, you see all the same things with this vision statement that you did with Patagonia. The reason it's written well, and it's not over wordy or over articulate, which you see in Dan Heath's presentation. He mentions that most people have a tendency to over word or over complicate because they believe that it makes them look better. It doesn't do that, and it's a very powerful statement as a result. You feel it on an emotional level, and again, it goes along with Disney's brand exceptionally, and that's why you often see these amazing vision statements from the world's most successful companies and mission statements as well. It's not the sole reason why they're successful, but you don't often see a successful company without a great mission and vision statement. So now we've covered the topic, what mission and vision statements do and how they relate to each other. My next step was to research some less known uses for mission and vision statements, and some great ways that we can all use them. I focused on 3 articles in particular. They are the following: vision and mission in organization, myth or heuristic device, the first one. Secondly, have a personal mission and vision. And thirdly, achieving educational mission and vision with an educational scorecard. Upon reading and taking notes on those articles, I came up with 2 main takeaways. The first one is to have a personal mission and vision statement for life, which you should update periodically, because I'm not the same person I was 5-10 years ago, and I won't be the same person in 5-10 years time than I am now. So it's very important to keep it updated as you change as a person. And the second one is the use of mission and vision for the achievement of organizational goals. So delving into these two takeaways a little bit deeper. So as a student, your personal mission and vision statement might be to earn my degree, or it might be to earn my degree with honours or with outstanding learning gains. But what is your vision statement? Most people don't take this into consideration. Most people don't have a formal mission and vision statement. And this doesn't mean that you have to have a clear-cut one that you look at every morning as you wake up. But everyone should have an idea of the direction they're heading in life. And having this allows you to get there quicker most of the time. It shouldn't be something like, I will be employed by a great company or university. It's too broad, and it shouldn't be the answer to the famous questions that you hear as you're growing up, like what do you want to be when you grow up, or where do you see yourself in 5 years? You just simply have to have an idea of where you're heading. You don't need to, if it doesn't need to be as much of a dream as the vision statements are for companies. Like, if you was to do that, you could come up with something stupid like, I want to be an astronaut, when you're working in the field of sports science or something. So it needs to be a little bit more clear cut than that, but it should just provide you a general direction to work towards. And it's a very useful thing to have in mind. The major part of a mission statement that you have personally is, for companies, it might be the way that your company expresses its effectiveness to stakeholders. But for a person, for yourself, your mission statement is less formal. Again, it's most likely going to be on a similar line as your vision statement. It simply needs to be the means of achieving your vision, the general direction you're heading in, and the way you're doing it. And the second part of that, well, I'm delving into the second bullet point. Mission and vision statements are important managerial equipment for any successful business. They can impact employee behavior and attitude. They play a strategic role in the organization, and their significance can't be overemphasized in that way, in terms of helping the organization achieve its goals. So now moving on to my future applications. So I'll cover this briefly because I'm aware of the time. But I've basically identified 4 steps in terms of setting a personal vision and mission statement. That's what I want to emphasize. I believe it'll be very beneficial for me in my professional and personal life. So I identify these 4 steps in order to do so successfully, and they are to identify past achievements, to note down values and principles that I want to cultivate in myself, and to set a BHAG, or a big, hairy, audacious goal. And finally, to prepare my mission based off of the vision statement I would have created using the previous 3 steps. So a slightly more in-depth look at those. The reason I would like to identify past achievement is, by doing so, you begin to notice recurring themes in your achievements, in terms of ways that you've been successful, and you begin to notice stuff like, most of my achievements I achieved in teams or on my own, or most of my achievements I achieved while being instructed or while working alone, freely. And by doing this, you're able to create a vision statement which is more in sync with your natural capabilities, your natural tendencies. And the second one is to do with your values and principles. So this is not only the ones that you do see in yourself, but the ones that you wish to see in yourself. So you should basically have in mind who you are and what you stand for as a person, what you hold dearest, the way you like to do things, and consider those things while doing it. And ideally, you do so in a brief manner, probably only covering 2 of your values. You may want to start with writing down, I may want to start with writing down 10 and identifying 2 main ones which I value highest, and then incorporating them into my statement. And then the third part is to set a big, hairy, audacious goal. A funny analogy, but a great one. It was originally made by James Collins and Jerry Porras in their famous book, which is Built to Last: Successful Habits of Visionary Companies. In their book, they state, a true BHAG is clear and compelling. It serves as a unifying focal point of effort, and it acts as a clear catalyst for team spirit. It indicates a clear goal for yourself, a clear end goal for yourself, something you're aiming, a clear thing that you're aiming for, and you can use the concept both personally or in a group or as an organization, to ensure that your vision is big, quantifiable, and emotionally compelling. Those are the 3 main things that a BHAG should include. And once you've done these 3 steps, you should be able to develop a successful vision statement. And then you finally want to create your mission based off of those 3 steps, as we've previously talked about. And your mission is effectively your how. And you're thinking about the previous 3 things and your how as well. Your values, your achievements, and your end dream, your end goal. And if you think about those 3 steps while doing it, you can create a sustainable and tangible means to achieving your vision, and it will likely help you realize your vision more as well if you do it successfully. And so yeah, I believe that if I can successfully follow those 4 steps with the research I conducted as proof and as reference to them, then I can become a more successful person. Or hopefully I can become a more successful person in all things I do, professionally and personally. And I'm thankful for the research as a result. I intend to use it starting as soon as possible. So that concludes the presentation. I hope you enjoyed listening, and I thank you for listening.